Can you please compare, contrast drops of balance with other trace minerals like trace minerals ConcenTrace drops? As you can see right here, this brand is Trace Minerals Drops. When you take a look at it, you're going to see that it's Trace Mineral Drops, powerful, all natural, pH balanced trace minerals, low sodium, ionic, soluble, 90-day supply, dietary supplement. You come to the back of the bottle too. You're going to see that it has a phone number. It's from Utah right here. And suggested use is going to be for a dietary supplement and for remineralizing water. And minor crystallization may occur, but this does not affect the quality of the product. And they're giving you some general instructions of how to use it. So very interesting. Let's go ahead and take a look at drops of balance. Okay, so this product right here, so it says right here, it cleans 48 gallons of water with minerals. This product also comes from Salinas, California, and it adds minerals, it cleans water, it remineralizes soil and plants. So it's adding minerals to drinking water, it's cleaning water, it's remineralizing soil and plants. And there's actually a different concentration and instructions, 1 teaspoon per gallon versus 1 ml per gallon for plants. And then it's listing the variety of minerals right here. Drops of Balance is a 100% natural solution containing ionic sulfate minerals. So it sounds like it's the same, right? You come right here. Drops of Balance provides a natural and effective way to eliminate and reduce chlorines, sodium fluoride, heavy metals, VOCs, and cloudiness of water in contaminated freshwater sources. The unique mineral salt complex activates oxygen, then reacts with contaminants, making them visible by rendering them insoluble. And so it explains what it does and explains that after you use it, it's best for best tasting to run it through a filter, keep out of reach of children. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some more experiments. First thing what I'm going to do is what I did right up here. As you can see to the left, we have RO water, and then we have tap water right here. And what I did right here with the tap water is I heated it up because I'm going to do an experiment with both these products, and it will speed up the chemical reaction if I heat up the tap water. First, before I do that though, I'm always going to want to be pH testing everything I do, just so that we get an analysis. pHing is absolutely important. I love my pH strips. A lot of people go with the meters. I like to get the good meter or the good pH strips. They go down from 0 to 14. Personally, they're one of my favorites, and they're super cheap. Okay, so I'm going to grab my pH for my RO water right here, and then I'm going to get my pH for my tap water. So this one right here is going to be RO, this one's going to be tap, and as you can see, there is a slight difference in the colors. And when you compare it, I would say that the RO water is a little bit more acidic, and the tap water is a slightly more alkaline when I compare them. So just take a mental note for that. At this point now, I'm going to go ahead and pour my tap water into my front two containers, because remember, Drops of Balance cleans water as well as remineralize, and this product over here just talks about remineralizing. And right now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show you a complete difference. Okay, so at this point I have filled up the containers with the hot water, and now I am going to be adding in some Drops of Balance into the container to the left right here, and then I'll be adding in some trace minerals. I'm going to put the same amount in. I'm actually going to be putting in more than what is recommended, just to speed up the chemical reaction so you can see the end results. Pay attention to this experiment down here, because the water actually gets cloudy and then things begin to settle out to the bottom on the container to the left, while we'll see what ends up happening to the trace mineral product over here. Next, I'm going to go ahead and pour out Drops of Balance over to the left right here, and we're going to go ahead and get the pH of Drops of Balance, and then we're also going to pour out the trace mineral drops, and we'll end up getting the pH of that product as well. Okay, so one of the things I'm noticing as I'm pouring this out, you can kind of just see it. It just comes out like a syrup. It's very interesting. It doesn't come out as a liquid. Thought that's very interesting. Okay, so when we get the pH or drops of balance, what are we seeing here? We're seeing a very acidic product right here. Okay, making a comparison. As you can see, drops of balance is very acidic, all the way down to 1. And when we get the pH of the trace mineral drops, what are we seeing over here? We're seeing a very alkaline product. Okay, as you can see right here, the other product's very alkaline, so it's all the way to a 10 or 11 in alkalinity. So we all know, guys, what do you want? Do you want an alkaline product, or do you want an alkaline soil system, or do you want a acidic soil system? You want an acidic soil system, right? So right here, once again, we're showing you that these products are not the same, and all minerals are not the same. And you have to ask yourself, if you use a product right over here to the one to the right, and it's making your water more alkaline, it's going to lock up your nutrients right before you even feed your plants. I mean, what are you doing here? I mean, think about it, right? You're taking your water, you're going to put an alkaline product in there, and then you're going to go and get your fertilizers and you're going to put those in there. And with the alkalinity, it's going to get those salts and combine them together. Then you're going to pH it all. I don't know. That sounds more like a cognitive dissonance reality. What I would recommend is get an acidic form, and I've talked to you guys about this. This acidic form right here is going to be ripping apart and reassembling minerals because it's made from sulfuric acid. And after you add in the fertilizer, hopefully you won't be needing to pH your fertilizer or your nutrients because it's already between 5.8 and 6.3. Okay, so the very last experiment, what we're going to be doing is we're going to go ahead and put this container full of RO water, and same with the other one, and we're going to go ahead and put the drops of balance and the trace mineral product over here. This one we're going to go ahead and add in same amount. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the pH of the RO water after adding drops of balance. It's coming up more on the 3 acidic form after adding the other trace minerals. It's coming up more on the alkaline side. Once again, what are we seeing, right? We're seeing acidic versus alkaline. You as a grower have to decide, do you want to put a product in there that's going to make your growing environment alkaline? I personally wouldn't recommend it. There's no thought process I can imagine to make your water alkaline before feeding your plants. So what do they look like? Well, they both look fairly the same, except that drops of balance looks a little bit more like it has more watery substance in this, and then the other product looks like it's more of like a syrupy substance, which makes sense. Alkaline products are more like that. The next part right here is what do they taste like? Drops of balance tastes more like lemon. The other one tastes more like sea salt, like if you tasted sea salt in an ocean. The pH differences, one's acidic, one's alkaline. When you add it into RO water, obviously it gets a little more alkaline. On the RO water, it gets a little more acidic. So there could be pros and cons on that. Who knows? At the end of the day, though, same situation is I'm more on the acidic side. Most people are normally dealing with pH being too alkaline than acidic. But at the end of the day, I'm not trying to be biased here. And then last but not least, you've been watching the product in tap water. So you can see right here, the one to the left has been getting cloudy, and the one to the right has stayed clear. We're going to go ahead and speed up the video, and I'll show you what the product looks like in the next hour. So as you can see, after a few hours, after all the sediment has floated to the bottom, the water gets pretty clear again. From the left being drops of balance, right being the other mineral product. And as you go over the top, you can actually see some residue. And I'm going to go ahead and shake it up so that you can see what I'm talking about right here at the bottom of the bottle. And see, this is all the extra man-made chemicals that got precipitated and out of the water and floated to the bottom and becomes inert and no longer affects your plants. Versus the other side, all that shit's still in your water and you probably have a higher alkaline product. So as you can see, not all minerals are made the same. I hope this video was helpful. Please give me a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. Have a great grow, everyone.